Wrapping Up African American Literature by Sidney Moten. African American literature can be described as a body of literature produced in the United States by writers of African descent. African American literature as a course is used to help better examine the development of African American literature in oral traditions, the literature of slavery, Reconstruction to the New Negro Renaissance movement, Harlem Renaissance, realism, naturalism, modernism, black arts, and the contemporary period. One of my favorite stories that we read throughout this course was The Mulatto by Victor Séjour. The Mulatto is a short story documenting the life of a slave named George, who lived his life unaware of the fact that his slave master, Alfred, is his father. He doesn't realize Alfred is his father until he ultimately takes his life in vengeance for the wrongful death of his wife Celia. George protected Alfred when thieves were banding against the plantation, and the only thing he wanted in return was to save Celia. See, Celia was raped by Alfred, but she rejected his advances, and therefore he sentenced her to be executed. The word mulatto is a derogatory term for a person of mixed white and black ancestry. Another story I enjoyed reading this semester was Plum Bun, a novel without a moral by Jessie Redmond Fawcett. Plum Bun is a short story about the Murray family. Angela and her mother are both light in complexion to where they can pass for white. Her sister Virginia and their father are both darker in complexion. The story focuses on Angela and how she takes advantage of being able to pass as a white woman throughout her life. At an early age, Angela learned that she was able to pose as a white woman from her mother. They would go out into the town, dress very fashionably, and run various errands. There was one instance where they passed by Angela's father and her sister Virginia, and Angela said nothing to them. Later on that day, Angela's mother was so ashamed that she allowed her daughter to do such thing, but Angela felt no such way. From there, she lived her life posing as a white woman. She even moved to New York, where she could better hide her identity as a black woman. When asked, what are you willing to die for? The typical no-brainer answer is my family. But if you were to really sit down and think long and hard about it, what is it that you would risk your life for? Men like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were courageous, brave, selfless men who gave up their life so us as African Americans could live a life of equality and equal opportunity as those around us. If I had to die for something, I think it would be for equal education. If that was something that was taken away from us as African Americans, I'd strive and work hard and try to be as courageous as I could so that we'd have the opportunity to be as educated as everyone else. Before taking African American literature, I thought the class would be somewhat similar to a history course, but further in depth about African American culture, of course. But I was so wrong. The class was very engaging and enlightening, and I've learned so much in such a short period of time about African American culture. We started off reading slave narratives. We went to the Reconstruction era, and we ended off the semester talking about the Black Arts movement and the Black Power movement. From this course, I have a better understanding of African American culture and traditions and just the life that went on throughout our history, and I am more appreciative of our rich culture. I think it is imperative that everyone takes some sort of African American literature course. African American literature gives one a deeper understanding of African American culture and enriches an appreciation of history. Before taking this course, I didn't give very much thought about African American literature or African American writers or African American culture as a whole. But after taking this course, I have a better understanding of it and a better appreciation towards such literature.